would actually like to introduce everybody right now to my co-host, Carmine Ledestri.
What's going on, Jennifer?
My co-host. I'm very, very excited to have you as my co-host.
Well, we're excited to be here. I can't believe after the first show, you allowed me to sit across from you again.
All right, you're in. So we're YouTubing everybody. Hi. So you'll be able to see everything on jennifersheehan.net, but we have a few minutes here before all the guests arrive. So I wanted Carmine to talk a little bit about how long we've known each other and how much you help in all the charities, because you and I both do a lot of charities in the community.
Well, Greg, of course, has an amazing charity, and I've been to that gala, I think, twice, and that's coming up. Isn't it in the fall? I know
It is. It's actually this month, and I feel so privileged because he's allowing me to walk one of the kids down the red carpet.
Yeah, that's just amazing to see. When you have those beautiful little faces and they have such a hard life, and it's such a special thing for them to get all dressed up. And I've seen them in limousines and carried on shoulders, and just they get up on that stage and they just light up. It's so special. And I've seen them dance with Dallas Cowboys, and just it lights up their world. And I'm just happy to be a guest at these galas. It's just, puts a smile on my face.
And I don't know what other charity events you've done around here. I've known you've done quite a few.
Oh, God. There's a number of them. I actually, which I don't know if I've ever told you before, but on Christmas Eve day, there is a Christian Hispanic church in south of 30. It's called Brother Bill's, and they basically cater to the underprivileged, and it's mainly Hispanic and African American. And I show up Christmas Eve with a Santa and a couple of helpers, and my daughter, and who else I can drag along, one of my buddies, Mark. And I photographed 900 families.
Wow.
In about a 6 or 8 hour span, but they also get food, and they're taught about the Word, and they have medical facilities there, and so it's a great situation. So I do that one, and there's a number of other ones that I love doing. Got to give back.
Absolutely, and I think that's very important with what both of us do for a living, and having this database and knowing all these people and being able to get them all together to serve. So actually Greg gave me 10 tickets to Night of Superstars for my to be able to give to whoever I want to give them to, and business owners and so forth. So I think I've invited about 3 people that are going to be sitting at my table.
Yeah, I know. They've got a few seats left, and so Greg will be expounding on how to get those tickets as soon as he makes it through the door. He's out in the lobby schmoozing with people right now.
Is that what he's doing?
Trying to extract more funds for this thing, which is a great thing. But it's a great nonprofit, and I know that he's been a part of it for I don't know how many years now. But you see his face all over social media, and the guy's always got a smile on his face.
He does. That's what I love about him.
He's so damn happy. I don't, and I love kids. I know you've got a great son who's
Thank you.
Tall and gigantic like his father.
Just turned 16
That's right.
Yesterday.
Did you buy him the Maserati or not?
We decided to skip that.
All right. Great. Good. Because you said I was first. I get the Maserati. Right. As soon as the show makes you famous, more famous, I should say.
How old's Jameson now, your daughter?
Jameson is 11, going on 37.
Right,
and then my eldest, Samantha, I'm going to date myself here, is 24. And so that makes me 32. And,
right.
So, 2 girls in my life, that's all I know is women, between those 2 and my other half, Beverly, and you in my life. It's funny, dropping her off to school this morning, my daughter said, someday when I have kids and get married, what do you want, Grandpa? Do you want a boy or a girl? I said, well, a boy sounds fun, but I'm not sure I know what to do with a boy.
Right.
I've got 2 sisters, so I've got 22 first cousins, and there's like 3 boys. So
So interesting enough, I actually wanted a girl. And I wanted a girl so that I could dress her all up in hot pink and leopard and look all cute. And then God blessed me with a boy. And I'm like, okay. And you know what? I'm so grateful for unanswered prayer because I don't know what I'd do with a girl. I'm such a suck it up and drive on girl. High maintenance, yes, but on the inside, no.
And he's in football, so you're on the sidelines, and he gets like
Yes, and I
17
love
stitches, and
it.
you're like, put a Band-Aid on it, get
he
back
falls
out
on
there.
the ground. I'm like, suck it up, drive on, let's go.
My leg's broken, Mom. Just put a Band-Aid on it. Keep going.
I don't know what I would do with a girl. I really don't. But I think you'll agree this age is a little bit different. This age is so. Do you remember when your daughter was this age? Oh, Susie just walked in.
We're changing microphones because if I sit in front of Susie, you'll never see Susie.
Smart. Is she little?
Susie's like my little sister. My little sister's, I don't know where she came from. She's literally 4'11", and I'm 6'4". So if I sit in front of Susie, it'll,
Hey, I'm about 6'4", no 6'3" with my 4 or 5 inch.
I know,
heels
you're
on.
eye to eye with me. Hey, can we get the other mics on? Wonderful. Okay, now I'm not hogging her mic. There we go. Susie, put your headset on so you can chime in. And put your mouth right. There we go. So
your daughter, your older daughter, do you remember the age? So Jared, I think about 7th grade, he was so sweet and so nice and mama's boy and all was great. And then he turned that age and all of a sudden he got kind of bratty and didn't want to hang out with me and didn't think I was cool anymore. And I'm like, what? Like, I never thought my son would be that child. I always thought that he would just be so quiet and sweet. And
hormones. What age?
so 16 as of
16?
yesterday.
Hormones, yeah. Well, no, my little one's going to turn 12 in May, and so she's not there yet. So, and my eldest was very much a daddy's boy too. So she still loves to hang.
Daddy's
with me.
girl.
Girl boy. Yeah, that's it. See, good. I knew you shouldn't have that fourth cup of
So
coffee.
I think it's just different. Who knows? If they didn't make that change at that age, maybe I could never let him go. Now I'm like, okay, when do you go to college?
Get out. You're already making, we're going to make that into a pool room or a sewing room or whatever,
Something good.
Something good.
I'm like, okay, but I still love him because he's my kid.
Yeah. I'm going to switch mics again. I'm going to put, Greg, why don't you come sit over here come sit over here, Greg, next to me over here because I don't want to clobber you with my strokeness here.
So they're coming in. Hi, Greg. So Greg needs to come in and get his headset on. And I think he thought he had a little bit more time to play.
Blame it on me.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we're back.
Do we
home.
have,
Yeah, we're
do we
home.
have both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. So we actually have 3 guests. We're waiting for one more, Ann Harris. And I want to introduce everybody. So Ann Harris isn't here yet, but Ann Harris is actually a good friend of mine for many years. And Ann Harris, her husband is Dale Harris, who used to be the coach of the Mavericks and the Lakers. And I think she just won an award with the Chamber, the Frisco Chamber. She just does so much volunteering, involved with so much. And so she'll be coming shortly. But I also want to introduce you to Susie Jennings. Hi, Susie.
Hello.
So you got to stay close to the mic. Actually, Susie can talk really loud without a mic, but
Yes.
so
ma'am.
Susie is the founder of Operation Care International, and I've actually been volunteering since her very first event 12 years ago, giving my time, talent, and treasure to support the poor. And we'll get into what she does here in a minute. So wanted to introduce her. And then Greg Johnson. Hi, Greg.
Hey.
So Greg Johnson founded Night of Superstars, and we'll talk a little bit about what he does and so forth with the charity and how we can all support him. So I'd like to just go ahead and go straight in with Greg and telling us what he has going on. He actually has an event coming up that I already discussed that he's giving me the honor and privilege of walking down the red carpet with one of the kids. So I'm very excited about that.
Oh, I've got to remember to put you on the list.
Oh no, you better be lying.
I've got a table for you.
Okay, thank you. But it's okay. It's just an amazing event. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about the event and how everybody can support what you're doing?
Money. Donations. The end.
No, there has to be more.
Oh,
We've got an hour.
Oh,
well,
an
you got like
hour.
10 minutes.
Oh, is that all
Don't
I
get
got?
carried away.
Oh, wow. Well, Night of Superstars, as you well know, is an Academy Award style event that honors special needs students and young adults for their achievements. That really, whoops, sorry, there went my
Good
hot
go.
sauce.
Did y'all hear that?
That was anyway. It's like I said, it's an Academy Awards style event that honors special needs students and young adults for their accomplishments that really defy their challenges. So it's those kind of stories that you hear or see on YouTube, or that really are jaw-dropping stories, and that leave you not only inspired but humbled as well.
Right.
So big red carpet, 100 feet of it at the Omni on Saturday, October 21st. And we've got the red carpet production where they, walk down the red carpet, sign autographs. Are you two going to cut up the entire time?
Yeah. Go ahead. We
My
just started.
earphone was the other way around.
way
I wondered
around.
why I couldn't hear good.
I thought you were just kind of going, anyway.
Messing with my hair. Sorry to
Because I,
distract you.
I saw that and I was going,
He was on a roll. You cut
I
him
guess
off.
she means to do that just to do the one ear
Yeah.
thing. I was going, anyway.
Sorry, go ahead.
But anyway, it's black tie or cocktail attire, and starts at 5:30. And like I said, there's the red carpet production where the superstars are escorted down, high-profile personalities, and they get to sign autographs and take pictures, and there's TV interviews and all kinds of other things going on. And then we, of course, move into the ballroom for the dinner and awards ceremony. And then after that, you get to party with the superstars, and it's awesome. So
Oh, there's way
that's it
more
in
than
a-
that.
that's
There's
it.
more.
Well, that's
You
it.
got
in a-
8 more minutes.
Oh, that's it in a,
That's it?
the event
That's
in
all
a
you got?
nutshell. Now, of course, the event is just the beginning for the superstars, because it is our mission after that. Once they are inducted into our superstar family, it is our mission to really assist them in reaching their maximum potential throughout every major stage of their life, from high school to well into their careers, through our Superstar College Scholarship Fund that we're hopefully going to initiate this year, given the amount of sponsors that we can bring in. We also have a mentor program that's already in full force, and our entrepreneurial program. So, like I said, it's really our goal to help them throughout every major stage of their lives. So,
How long have
Yeah.
you been doing this now?
2005, you do the math.
Wow.
This is our 13th year.
Wow. And
Wow,
Were you
13
there day
years.
one or?
Yeah, I founded it.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes somebody's
saying.
there.
I came in
and
on
then
the
you came
fifth
in.
year
That's great.
and refounded it.
Right. There you go. See, that's better.
Yeah. So,
Have you met my co-host, Carmine?
Greg and I go way back.
yeah.
How long have you guys
we'll
known
leave
each
those
other?
stories off the air.
Right.
Look,
Do
it's
what?
PG, and there's a cussing jar right there. So the owner said
Oh,
that
nice.
if you cuss, you have to put money. But I'm not worried about that.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Oh no, Carmine put
ooh.
his credit card in.
All right, that's
And it's
good.
a black one.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, exactly. That's good.
How far can that get you?
Yeah. So,
Tell
me
us,
see.
Tell us about a few of the people that you've had on stage that are football players or anybody that's
oh yeah.
recognizable.
I mean,
Celebrities.
we've had Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, which was awesome. Of course, we received a proclamation from the city of Houston and the mayor himself. Each one of our superstars last year received a proclamation, which is really cool. But we've had Preston Pearson, Tony Casillas, all a bunch of Dallas Cowboy types. We've had Larry Centers, who is a Hall of Fame nominee.
Wow.
And got a bunch of people. So we've had Nashville people.
That's all
We've
right.
had Grammy Award winners.
How many kids do you have? That
Lady Antebellum's,
Wow.
Hillary Scott's mom, is a Grammy Award winner. She's the one who sang the duet with Reba McEntire.
Right.
Does He Love You?
Right.
Go ahead and sing that, Carmen. Remember that?
That's
Oh dear. So we
Chick
need to
flick
go to
episode.
commercial. right when you said
Yeah,
Carmine needs to
so-
sing, but we need to go to commercial real
Mimi.
quick. So we'll be
Is this going to
back.
cut into my 10 minutes?
No, I'll give you some more time. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you. Welcome back to the Jennifer Sheehan Show. I'd like to keep talking with Greg Johnson and telling us a little bit more about Night of Superstars. And I think Carmine had asked how many children are involved with Night of Superstars.
Well, this year we're inducting 10 here in Dallas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we're inducting 10 new superstars into our family. And, of course, we got 10 coming up in Houston as well. We've got East Texas and St. Louis. We did St. Louis in February of this year. So hoping to launch in San Antonio and Austin and other cities as well. But total superstars over the years, gosh, we have well over 300.
Wow.
So, yeah, 300 amazing stories. Like I said, that just absolutely humble you. So it's awesome.
You should
Right.
have some kind of big, bring all 300 of them in, have some kind of different party,
Well, we're talking about doing a superstar cruise and
Ooh.
getting a ship. Just need
Right.
sponsors. So if you're listening,
Right. Well, you never know.
AT&T,
A lot of them have given a lot of
whatever.
stuff, and
Jerry
during,
Jones.
during all those storms, a lot of those, I think Norwegian sent their cruise ships down to Puerto Rico to get people off that island. Like that's
Oh, wow.
a lot of them are very giving. You never know.
Never know.
All right.
So,
Absolutely. I think it is just wonderful what you're doing. And so many times you've shared stories and how much it humbles you because these kids are overcoming so much. Tell us
Oh,
about like a story of what
gosh,
these
man.
kids are overcoming and how humble that's made you.
I
just
mean,
seeing
like-
how hard they fight.
well, yeah, and that's the whole thing. And it's kind of a bait and switch for our guests who attend. We have 800 people who attend this deal, so it's amazing. The event, obviously, one of the first mission is to honor these kids for their, and I say kids, but like I said, they're students and young adults, for their achievements that defy their challenges, be it physically and or intellectually. And but the second mission of this event, which is equally important, maybe if not more so because it really reaches more people, is to reach our guest and to help them be able to change their perspective on their adversities and challenges in their life. Because I've always told everybody, I said, these superstars might be physically and or intellectually challenged, but we're emotionally challenged, which is far more debilitating because our emotional challenges will absolutely stop us in our tracks, and if
Right.
not, set us back and then drag other people down with us.
Right.
So, so the event is literally life changing, and I'll quote Ken May, who's the CEO of Topgolf and former CEO of FedEx. He's been to a number of events before, and he was also he's a former chairman of the board of trustees for the March of Dimes. So he's been to events, and so when I talked to him after the first event, I said, "So Ken, tell me, what do you think about the event after escorting one of these kids?" He said, "Greg," he said, "this is absolutely life-changing for me." And of course, I was pleased to hear that because, like I said, he's been to an event or two. So,
Right.
yeah, so
That's great.
it's awesome. So it benefits, across the aisle, definitely. So
Right. So your event's coming up. Tell everybody when it is.
Saturday, October 21st at the Omni Dallas Hotel downtown. They've been absolutely amazing.
And how much are tickets?
Tickets range from general admission is $150, VIP is $200, and you can go to our Eventbrite website. It's nosdfw2017.eventbrite.com. So it's nosdfw2017.eventbrite.com.
Can companies buy tables?
Or you can go to our website, nightofsuperstars.org.
Okay, that's
Right.
easier.
Yeah, that's easier. So,
But you have to click on the Dallas city.
Okay.
Go
Right.
to cities tab and then go to
sure.
Dallas.
so can companies buy tables?
Oh yeah. They can buy tables probably up to about a week prior to the event. So
I'm very excited about it. I
what's
still got to
about
find
14th.
right.
Yeah.
I still have to find a dress. I'm like, oh. I'm very excited to go though.
Oh yeah, you only have probably 60 dresses in your closet,
Your
but
Christmas
you've already
tree
worn
today.
them once.
Why are you calling me a Christmas tree?
You're all green. It's not fall yet. It's 90 degrees out.
It is. It's hot right now.
It's hot.
So
Hot as
Yeah.
80s.
Jen, you and my wife can go dress shopping together.
okay,
That's
I love
dangerous.
Felicia.
Sean hates
So can
you
I
now.
tell a quick story real quick, and then we'll introduce Susie?
Sure.
So you know what?
Keep it
How-
clean.
Of course. How long
Some of
have
my
we known
kids might
each
know
other?
you.
Like Greg's like a
Oh,
brother to me. I
wow.
love him. Like everybody in the room, I'm very close to. But how long have we known each other?
Man, I don't know.
10 years?
Has it been that long?
8 to 10 years?
8 to 10.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems
it
like
has to
it's
be.
been that long. So I have a great story. So Greg meets Felicia, and I love her. I meet her, and I'm like, she's beautiful, she's smart, she works, and she's shorter than you with heels on. Marry
No,
her.
she's not.
She's not.
She and I
Without
are
her
probably
heels?
about an eighth of an inch difference.
Don't talk
Oh.
about his height. What are you doing?
Flat-footed. Flat-footed.
But she's still taller than you. I remember her being
No,
taller.
she's not taller than
I mean,
I am.
you're taller than her.
by an
Sorry.
eighth of an inch.
Okay,
but
so
it's
I'm like,
okay.
you know
we
what?
match up well.
I really like it. I really like her. I think you need to put a ring on it. And he's like,
Oh,
stop.
on the air.
Stop.
Oh.
He kept saying, stop, Jennifer. Every time I'd see him and I'd say it in front of her and he'd get embarrassed. So he finally has a Night of Superstars, a smaller event. And how many people were?
I
We're
don't
there.
know. 40, 50.
Yeah, 50 people
yeah,
or so.
yeah.
And so we were going to play, he was playing a trick on her and my husband and I were a part of that trick and she didn't know it. And so I said, Greg, when are you going to put a ring on it? And he goes, well, should I ask her right now? I'm all, yes, ask her right now. And he goes, can I borrow your ring, Jennifer? I'm all, sure. So I took my ring off and gave it to him and got down on one knee. And she goes, what are you doing in front of everybody? And she's like, Greg, stop. You're embarrassing
Well,
me.
I
What are you
faked
doing?
it in
Yeah.
so many occasions. Like
Right,
Tammy
right.
Kling and all those people were going, when are you going to ask her to marry you? So I go, will you marry me? Yeah.
And so she was like shocked and goes, oh, Felicia, you want your own ring? Okay, here, Jennifer, take your ring back. And he pulls out the real ring. And then the look on her face, it was priceless.
What'd she
She
say?
was shocked. She got down on her knees too and started crying. And she's like, is this for real? I'm well, it's a real
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, she said yes. And they got married. How long have you been married now?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. So amazing.
half.
You guys are a great
Since
couple.
June 13th.
Where's your ring?
Huh?
Where's your ring?
I came from the gym. So
Felicia's not wearing his ring.
Ooh.
I came from the gym.
Stop winking at me.
I don't like to put the metal up against the metal.
Right. Okay. Save the ring. That's
She
But
knows. She
you
knows
guys
I don't
just-
wear my ring at the gym.
You're amazing. And, you know, when it comes to charities and why I wanted all three of you on actually is when it comes to charities. And I don't say anything negative or bad on any shows, but, or anything publicly, but, I just don't think everybody's heart's always in the right place when it comes to volunteering and serving. And that is why I get behind you and Night of Superstars. And that's why I've gotten behind Ann Harris and what she supports. And that's why I get behind Susie Jennings with My Time, Talent, and Treasure, because I know you guys. I know the one thing we all have in common is we love Jesus Christ and we serve him.
Amen.
And that is very, very important to me because that's where I stand. So when I use my time, talent, and treasure, it has to be towards something that I love. So with that, Susie Jennings, tell us about Operation Care in the nutshell, because we only have so much time. But
Greg ate all your time.
and how we can support you.
Well, it's such a joy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. And my name is Susie Jennings. I am a widow. And also, I used to be a nurse for 28 years and a half at Baylor Medical Center. I was supervisor there. And one day, my husband of 9 years disappeared from our home. He was suffering from a chemical imbalance called serotonin deficiency, and he was an Army veteran. And he was found later, a month later, in Oklahoma, and David committed suicide. So when we found his body, he was already a decomposing corpse. And 3 months later, I had a car accident, so I became a disabled person. I could not work. And then 2 months after that, I was baking a cake, and then my next door neighbor shot himself 30 feet from me. So that was 2 suicides in 5 months. And I questioned God, why? And then on that same night, he gave me a dream. And my dream, I was knocking at my neighbors' doors, telling them about Jesus. Next day I woke up, I decided to choose joy instead of sorrow. Because I remembered when David was missing for a month, I would read my Bible. And then in the Bible, it said, weeping may endure for a night, joy comes in the morning. So I decided I would choose joy. Next day I woke up, September 8, 1993, David left March 9, and he killed himself, we believe, on that same day, and he was found April 8, 30 days later. And this happened in September when I asked God, what can I do for you? Because I decided to choose joy. And I tell you, do not ask God. Right? What can you do for him? Never ask him. What can you do for him?
But call you on it.
Unless you're prepared. He's going to take you out of your comfort zone that you don't even want to go. Because 3 weeks later, I was driving from our church, First Baptist Church, Dallas, going home with my mother. I heard a voice in my heart so loud and clear saying, look at your left side. So I looked. I saw under the bridge in Canton Bridge, Highway 30 and 45, about 100 men and women, homeless, living in a cardboard box, different cardboard boxes. And then the voice in my heart said, you're going to go there in person. And then I said, no way. I said, no, not me. Those are crazy lunatics, and they're lazy bums, and they are so smelly. I'm a nurse. I'm clean, and I could not stand homeless person. Because when I was growing up in the Philippines, my mother used to feed the homeless in our kitchen. And I hated it because they ate my food. They occupied my space. So I grew up not liking any homeless people, not knowing that God is going to use that incident wherein God trained me in my mother's kitchen. So it really started in my mother's kitchen. So when God said, you're going to go there, I said, no, not me. And then immediately the Holy Spirit in my heart said, you were the one who asked me. What can you do for me?
Right.
Right there, I was convicted. I said, Lord, forgive me. I will go. What could I take to these people? And the voice said blankets. So the next day, unconditional obedience, I went to Baylor Hospital where I was supervisor, evening recovery room, evening shift. And then I asked all surgeons, anesthesiologists, nurses, any medical people that I could find for $5. So I could buy a blanket. So right there and then, 24 hours. I was able to collect blankets. That was October. So in November, we went under the bridge Sunday before Thanksgiving. And we distributed 100 blankets from the contributions of the people. And then the next month, Christmas time, we did the same thing. And we brought an evangelist who told about Jesus to the homeless. So we just do not give away blankets, but we share the love of Christ to
That's
the people.
amazing.
So from that time on, God gave me a bigger dream in the convention center, wherein we could give a birthday party for Jesus, where the guests of honor are the homeless and the poor. And so we are now 14 years at the convention center, and our guests are the poor and the homeless. And we have now about 18,000 that come to our event.
Is it the Dallas Convention Center?
Dallas Convention Center.
Wow,
So
big
we
one.
occupied 500,000 square feet, 500,000 square feet. And now we're in 12 countries helping the poor and the homeless. And we build schools in Africa, medical clinic in Cambodia, another school near Thailand, and then we're partnering with Israel for another school. So that's what happened to a person who didn't like the job and he didn't like the people. But then when God said go, you go. So now thousands of people have been helped. The convention center will reunite homeless with their families, and that's what we feed them. And last year we fed 16,000 for lunch, and we fed breakfast also.
So is this your full-time job now?
Yeah, I left nursing 6 years ago to be a full-time missionary. That's why we are now in 12 countries.
Wow.
I still remember when you called me and said you're leaving your job, making six figures, to go full time, just completely out on faith. And just a quick little story. When I met Susie, I had never volunteered before, 12 years ago. And it was my first time. We're at Prestonwood Baptist Church, her first event. And compared to me, like I'm 6'3" with heels and Susie's like 4 something. And I feel this tap on my shoulder and I'm like, hello? And I didn't know she was the founder, and that's why I was there. I didn't know who she was. And she said, God wants us to be friends. And I said, well, okay, I could always use some more friends. And little did I know what, right? No pun intended. I didn't know what God was going to do through Susie, because Susie became like a mom to me 12 years ago. And she's been one of my very, very close friends to show me unconditionally how to serve God and not compromise. And she's just walked me through life and been so amazing to me. So I appreciate that. So your event is coming up as well soon, one of them.
October 26th is our gala at the Intercontinental Hotel at 6 to 9 p.m. And so we need sponsors, of course, because we are dealing with 20,000 people coming on December. And most of that are not only homeless, but impoverished children in South Dallas. And so we're expecting over 5,000 just children alone, plus families. So that's about 20,000 people. So feeding them, and we give them shoes also, backpacks, sleeping bags, blankets, clothing, personal care items, flu shots, eyeglasses, haircuts, lawyers, free telephones, and also children have zip lines, rock wall climbing, pony rides, petting zoo, face painting, balloon artists, food,
I want to come.
backpacks. Yes, so
You can
love
volunteer,
ponies.
but you don't get the free stuff.
Ah,
we have
And the
3,500 volunteers, 3,500 volunteers in one day.
so back-to-back galas. Greg's on the 21st, right? And then the weekend after that?
Ours is 26 on a Thursday night, Intercontinental Hotel.
Yeah, later that week.
And then
Week
at the
later.
Dallas Convention Center is always around
December
Christmas time.
16. It's always a Saturday before Christmas. So we need volunteers. Go to opcare.org, www.opcare.org. We need volunteers. And of course, we need you to come to our gala so you could see how we have changed lives, not only here, but in different parts of the world.
That's fantastic. Oh, we're going to go to radio break here in a second?
Oh, I think we have 20 seconds left.
Oh, great.
And then we've got one more segment, so
So
we get to
that's-
hear from Susie a little bit more.
Susie's at UpCare UP. Is it
No, OP, Operation Care.
Operation
Opcare.org.
Okay, great. Mike didn't pick that up.
Oh, the
Fantastic.
Operation Care part?
Yeah.
I think you need to go this year. You'll be so humbled and get Jameson down there to volunteer. Jared's been volunteering since he was little.
Oh, that's great.
So we're going to go to a quick commercial break here, and then we're going to hear more from Susie and Operation Care.
One of the schools.
Welcome back to the Jennifer Sheehan Show. So glad we have you listening, and we would like to continue talking to Susie Jennings about Operation Care and the Christmas event coming up.
Yes, and I would like to tell a story.
We love stories.
Stories of amazing things that happened in our event. We have an event in the past, and what we do usually is we reunite the homeless with their families. So that's one of our goals.
That's awesome.
So what we do is we give our telephones to the homeless in the streets, and we ask them to call, for those who don't have phones, to call their families, and then they come on our event, and we provide even their fare, gifting, we reunite them. So if a homeless will call her family member on that day, we have a psychologist on board that counsel them afterwards. Then we take the homeless in the bus, and then we pay $200 per person. So one day, one event, after the event, it was Sunday, I got a phone call from a homeless lady. And she said, Susie, my name is Donna. I was in your event yesterday, but I did not see you. Will you please help me and reunite me with my family in New York? I said, okay, what's your story? She said, well, I have 3 children. One is 2 years old. The other one is 7. The other one is 9. And then we live under the bridge in downtown Dallas. And then I will tie my children in my waistline at nighttime so they could be safe and nobody would snatch them. And so I feel really sad. And then she said, I said, how about food? She said, well, I would steal from a grocery store. And then I said, how about money? She said, I would sell myself. So I feel really sad. I said, yes, we will reunite you. Give me the number. So she gave me the number of her mother-in-law. So I called the mother-in-law, Betty, and Betty was ecstatic when she heard that we will send this Donna and her 3 kids, because Betty had no money in New York to send for her, and she's just a mother-in-law. What happened was they have a home. The husband had another woman that took in their house, so he kicked out Donna and the 3 children. Wow. So Donna became homeless. And so I just cried. I could not stop crying. So I said, yes, so we'll send you home. And that was Sunday. On Tuesday, 3 of our board members and 3 volunteers came, and we picked her up from a place. Another friend gave her a shelter that night. And then we bought 4 tickets for them. And then we brought food for them, and then each one received a gift, Christmas gift wrap. And then I said, open this on that Christmas day. And then one of our volunteers was wearing, her name is also Donna, was wearing a leather jacket, a long leather jacket. She took it off and gave it to Donna. That was a very sweet gesture. And then, make long story short, we followed up. And now Donna is in an apartment, and the children are in school.
Awesome.
That's fantastic.
So awesome.
And what it's all about.
It's amazing, such a huge, rich metropolis we live in, and to hear that a story happened like that. I mean, you think you were going to say they were in India or
No, it's
Philippines,
it's
China,
here.
somewhere,
Right
a
here in
third
our own
world
backyard.
country.
It's here right down there in the street, downtown Dallas. And I have another story of another homeless lady that went to our event. She came to our event. She was homeless and she was very destitute. She was very, just lost hope. But when she got to our event, she was welcomed by a happy volunteer. And then she was taken to what they do is we go to the prayer area and evangelism. We tell them about Christ. Then they go to foot washing. Then they go to different areas. I told you already, like sleeping bags, blankets, and food and haircuts makeover. She did all that. But she saw the love of God through our volunteers. And out of that, she found hope in that event. And you know what happened after that? She found because of the hope that was given to her, and she was given saying, "You are special, you are worthy," So that gave her hope. She found a job. She got a nice apartment. We went to her apartment. She found a job. She got a nice apartment. She bought a car, and now she started a business.
Wow.
Whoa, that's awesome.
So she's a business person now, and that's just because we care to
Right.
share the love of God on that day. So we need your help. We need volunteers, and also we need different items like of course sleeping bags, blankets, and the biggest need for children are coats and shoes, new shoes, and then coats. Those are the biggest need that we need on the coming event.
Winter's coming up. Yeah.
Yes,
And you know what? Going to the very first event and 12 years ago and seeing the coat closet and seeing that they ran out of coats 10 minutes into the event broke my heart. I'm like, there should not be a kid in this area in winter without a coat.
yes.
And so that's why I started volunteering and putting coat drives together. And every time Jared's coat, he grows out of it so fast, give it to Operation Care. And there are a lot of different places that you can volunteer, but not all of these places are really making a difference and helping people in need and spreading the gospel as well, which is very important to all of us. With what Susie's doing, it is amazing. It's just amazing. You can actually see it helping people. And especially with kids, seeing them without coats is just so heartbreaking. So to be a part of that, to be able to do a coat drive, and not everybody can give so much money, but we can all give a little bit. I mean, on a monthly basis, the Bible says something. It says, "Those who give to the poor shall not lack." And I remember that verse a lot just because God just weighed that heavy on my heart. And so with Susie, I have been giving time, talent, and treasure. And, I told Susie, I can't understand because I started giving monthly 12 years ago, and I have been for 12 years. And taking my son down, when did Jared start volunteering with me? He's so much bigger than everyone else. So they were supposed to be over 12, but I think Jared went like 4 years before because no one would have known he's not 12. But he started volunteering
Giant.
because what do I have, a 6'7" husband or
I'm
something?
still not tall enough to volunteer.
You're not?
I never passed for 12.
But to be able to have Jared go down there from such a young age, and you know what? It puts a big smile on his face. We try to do the gift area because he loves he's one of the runners. So we'll have a whole row on a table, and the kids come up with a little ticket, and then they get a whole bag full of toys. And to see their little faces light up. And so Jared, it's like so much fun for him to go grab those toys, and the kids open them up, and they've got basketballs and footballs, and they're just like, wow, it's just amazing. And then the adults, we get to pray with them. And how many people pray to receive Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior is amazing. And that's truly what the event is all about.
Yes.
It's to help people to share our faith and to give them hope when they have no hope. And just amazing to be able to use that. But any little thing helps. Even if somebody out there could give $20 a month.
Or your time.
Yeah,
Volunteer,
or your
too.
time.
That's, If you haven't got money, you've got time.
Well, everybody's got a Facebook account. If you had 400 people rounding up 10 coats,
Yeah.
that takes nothing. Drive and pick up those coats from people
Right.
around
Do
you.
you
That's
Great idea.
I know you'd
4,000 coats.
rather have new ones, but do you take used
Slightly
ones
used. The only used things we accept are slightly used coats and also eyeglasses, because we have people that would repurpose and clean them, and
Right, refurbish,
and
yeah.
so the children get eyeglasses on the spot, like from Isilor company, and also we have medical buses that come and help us on December. But the biggest need are shoes and coats for children, and of course adult, any kind of sizes, especially the larger sizes coats. We don't have it because there's only very few that would give very large size. So that's what we need. are
So you give
large-
to adults also. So you need like
Absolutely.
men's, extra large, and
Absolutely.
large for men's and women's. And
It's from 1 year old up to 77-year-old homeless.
And the children are a separate area
Yes.
with police there, and
Yes.
only people with children are allowed to go through there. So anyone volunteering with children, it's a very safe place because
Yes,
it keep it separate.
And the vision for this is that Dallas will pave the way. Dallas will lead on December 19, 2020 in 50 states and 20 countries. The Operation Care Christmas gift will be in 50 states, 20 countries. That's the
Wow.
vision. Wherein Jesus' birthday will be celebrated all over the world in one day, same date, same time, regardless of time zone. So that is the vision. And the visions, and the Bible said Habakkuk to write the vision, make it plain and clear, give it to the people so they could run with it. The vision does not belong to me. It belongs to you all listeners out there. So get up and hurry up. Go to our website and see how you can do it. And we need volunteers from other states and all that. And anyway, we need funding, number one, because we need to pay convention center. And also pipes and drapes, which is a lot of money, $100,000 just for that.
wow.
You know what's amazing though is that God gave you this vision for a Christmas party for Him to help the homeless, and every year He takes care of everything.
Yes, we
He
don't
takes
have
care of
any debt.
everything. No
God
debt.
pays it all.
Susie,
She goes
tell
out
us-
on her own.
Ah,
And
it's
Tell us that website again, Susie.
Opcare.org, opcare.org.
Right. Fantastic.
And it's always on my social media as well,
Yeah, put it on
and on my
yours.
website. And
You gonna put Greg's on yours too, so
Yes.
people do. Yeah, so you can go
Both.
to your website, which is what?
oh, you want me to tell you my website?
Yeah, so people can go there and find both of the
You
galas.
can go to Sheehan Advertising and Marketing.com or
Right.
JenniferSheehan.net.
Right, and you go to
see.
either one of those sites, and you'll find both of these great galas and organizations that Greg and Susie both, out of the kindness of their hearts and led by Jesus to give back, and that's amazing.
I just want also to say thank God for Jennifer, she has been such an amazing encouragement
thank
to me.
you.
We met in 2004, the first event. We met in 2004, first event, and from that time on, she has been an incredible supporter and giving monthly in a large amount of money that I
Well, God told me to do it.
I'm just shocked. I said,
She wouldn't
wow.
have done it otherwise.
So if Jennifer can do it, she's not rich, but she's doing it with all her heart, and God is blessing her abundantly. So anybody can do it, even just like $20 a month. Will you please help us so we could serve over 20,000 people on December 16, 2017, Dallas Convention Center. It starts from 8 to 3 p.m.
Fantastic. Greg, tell us your website one more time.
nightofsuperstars.org.
Fantastic. Both of these organizations are get involved. If you can't give any money, give your time. Reach out to both of these. Just if you have a company, if you have a shoe company, if you have a coat company, if you know somebody who's willing to, footballs, anything, a pipe and drape company, that you're willing to.
We appreciate any help
Yeah.
that you can give and serving, and I just appreciate you both coming on this show. Thank you so much, Susie. Thank you so much, Greg. I love you both, and I love what you're doing, and I've supported you for a long time and continue support, and just want everybody to know how amazing you are and how real you are, and that your heart's in the right place. Again, not everyone that volunteers, their heart's in the right place. Both of you,
thank
your
you.
heart is in the
Thank
right
you.
place, and I just appreciate how big your hearts are.
Well, as Susie says, this is by no means my vision. This is God's, and
Amen.
He was gracious enough to share it with me. Otherwise, if He gave it to somebody like you, Jennifer, it's nobody would be shocked. But when people see me doing something like that, they're going, "There's got to be a God."
Right.
And
Well,
Jennifer's
thank you
is
all
our-
so much. Thank you, Carmine, for being my co-host.
Oh,
and
pleasure.
Thank
Pleasure.
you
Jen.
both. and
Second
thank you.
show.
Thank you.
Knocked it out of the park
Second
again.
Show. Woo.
All right.
Thank you. High five all around.
All right.
High five, high five, high five.
Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you. And you will again see the radio show live on KVGI and then also on jennifersheehan.net. Thanks again. Tune in for next week, Fridays from 1 to 2 live. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.